Davening is one of the hardest concepts to always identify with, since we do it daily 3 times a day. But maybe just before I start, I want to bring out a story that I heard once, that once in Russia, before the communist era, there was a shul of the wealthy Jews in Moscow that would come there, especially on Yom Kippur, and buy the kibbudim that were available to buy. And obviously the most important kibbud on Yom Kippur is psicha for Ne'ilah, opening the ark for the last davening Ne'ilah. The starting rate was 500 rubles, which today is equivalent to about $25,000. That was the starting rate. Immediately when they started, Baron Ginsburg offered 2,000 rubles, which is times 4, which again is about $100,000. Baron Falk, another wealthy Jew there, not as known as Baron Ginsburg, offered 2,500 rubles, and he got it. Zachalo. When he was sitting down after he was bidding for it, so he asked, Baron Falk asked the one sitting next to him, by the way, what is Sicha of the Ilan? What is it? So the fellow told him, I don't understand, you just bought it now for 2,500 rubles, and now you're asking what is it? So he answered Baron Falk, he says, listen, I don't know exactly what Psicha of Ne'ilah is, I'd like to find out. But I saw Baron Ginsburg willing to offer 2,000 pounds. I understand, and I know Baron Ginsburg is a good businessman. If he's willing to offer 2,000, I'll offer 2,500, even though I don't understand myself exactly what it's about. I trust Baron Ginsburg. When it comes to davening, we may not know the significance and how important it is. But those who did know, namely Chazal, tell us that man was created to come to the world to daven. Life is all about tefillah. The Ramban at the end of Parshat Bo says that a person was created to come to Bet Knesset and daven. Why? How? Why is it like that? We don't know. But those who do know said so. So if we could trust Baron Ginsburg, we could also trust the Chazal and the Ramban and the Maral and others that say that the ultimate purpose of our living is to come to daven to Hashem. Nevertheless, let's say just one point. It's worthwhile not to underestimate the power that we have in tefillah. The Gemara says in Masechet Sanhedrin that chutzpah works even towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because Bilam of Russia initially was told by Hashem not to go, and then he was told by Hashem he could go. The Gemara explains it in Sanhedrin Daf Kuf Amud Aleph, chutzpah mahanya klapei shmaya. Chutzpah works even towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Maharal there on the spot, just like when you daven for something again and again and again, you have a much better chance of getting it. Similarly, chutzpah also works towards Hashem. What's this comparison to davening? What's the idea? The idea behind it is we make it confused when we're children, or our children do it to us, or we did it as children. We nag our parents again and again and again, and we have a good chance of getting it at the end. You know why? Because they just can't take our nagging anymore. So they surrender. Obviously, that's not how it works by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does it work then? How come if you daven for something again and again and again, you have a very good chance of getting it? Because when you show HaKadosh Baruch Hu how much you want something, the fact that you want it so much is the reason why Hashem will give it to you. I'll give you an example. Scientifically, it has been proven that if a childless couple adopts a child, then they have children of their own. We say that also in the Torah, that the Mois used to bring in a concubine, the shvachas, and then they had their own children. How does this work? So psychologists explain it in one way, but the Maharal would have said, when you bring in a child, you adopt a child into your family, to your bedlock, you're saying, Krish, do you see how much I want something? I'm willing to bring in a stranger even to my house. And then Hashem says, well, you want it so much. Okay, I'll give it to you. So it's kedai, when we daven for something, if we just really internalize that we're talking to someone, and we show Hashem how much we want it, we have a very good chance of getting it. Be'ezrat Hashem. I want to wish you all a ksiva v'chasima teva, and we should have a good gebench to yor, and a gmar chasima teva, and a good year for Kol Klal Yisrael.